What's up, guys? We are back with a full slate of MLB action here on Wednesday, August 13th. We're going to give out plays on every MLB game on the slate. I'll give you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock, my pick that regardless of price, I think is the highest chance of cashing today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally answer every comment every single day. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and it pays to check back a couple of times per day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and starters being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, we still have a few games going, but got off to a very nice start. We had the under there in that Phillies-Cincinnati Reds game, a 6-1 win there for the Reds, where we comfortably cash our under. Suarez was completely just awful over his 5 1/3 innings, but Singer was lights out, and both bullpens were very good, so we cash our first game of the day. We had Toronto at -140. That was a solid 5-1 win behind a great start there from Berrios, where he didn't give up a single run over his 5 1/3 innings. The bullpen held up great for the Blue Jays, and the Cubs, despite switching it up and going with Assad, they still couldn't make this game very close. Now, we still have the Giants at -130 live. That's very, very early on in that game. We've got the under there in that Tampa Bay at Sacramento Athletics game. I'm not even sure if that game has started yet. We had Atlanta at +118 as our dog of the day. Not sure what's going around the MLB right now, but we once again see two good starters look completely terrible, and while Atlanta did tie it up there in the top of the fourth, it wasn't enough as their bullpen was an absolute dumpster fire in this game, and the Mets offense really got it going. Not something that's been going on too often for the Mets, so I'm sure they're happy to see that. Now, we've got the Dodgers still live at -178 as our massive lock of the day, and things are all tied up at 3 apiece in the top of the third inning, so it looks like it might be a weird one out there in LA, but I do still expect the Dodgers to hopefully come through on that one, guys. But we're going to dive in really quickly here. We've got a full slate to cover here on a big Wednesday. Before we have a short slate there on Thursday, but a big Wednesday slate. And first up, we're looking at the Detroit Tigers going on the road to take on the Chicago White Sox. The Tigers and White Sox are actually playing right now. Detroit is down 5-1 in the top of the 6th, so gonna have to pull quite the comeback to get the win in this game. At 69-51 on the year, they've still got a 6-game cushion over Cleveland, so I don't think they're stressing about these games too much, but this squad has not really looked that incredible over their last, I'm gonna say, like 30 plus games. So we'll see how the Tigers look here down the stretch, but I'm a little bit worried about them. We don't have a confirmed starter for them for this game. That's probably why there are no numbers out for this one, but I do expect them, put somebody competent on the mound. They've got a pretty good rotation. Now, the bullpen has been the thorn in the side of the Tigers here down the stretch. A 4.16 bullpen ERA is not exactly getting the job done. Also, this team has not been great offensively. Over the course of the year, they looked very, very good. They're still 8th in the majors in runs scored, but down to 13th in batting average, and I can't say they're swinging the hottest bats. I mean, only 1 run in their current game, 2 in the game before that, and just not a team you could trust to put up big, crooked numbers all that often like you could in the early portion of the season. So we'll see what they do here on the road against the White Sox, who obviously don't have anything really left to play for, but they're bringing guys up, they're sending guys down. They've got guys going to the IL, guys coming off, a lot of moving parts, but they've been playing okay down the stretch. A lot of close games. They did go on a 6-game losing streak here recently, so let's not act like they're great or anything like that, but we'll see what they do. They hand the ball in this game to Shane Smith, who's 3-7 this season, a 4.22 ERA. His last start, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs allowed, and an extra inning loss there against the Mariners. Start before that, kind of similar numbers in a 6-3 win against the Angels. We'll see which version of Shane Smith we get in this one. I'm not, holding my breath for this guy to be amazing on a nightly basis, but he does seem to put his team in decent positions, and the White Sox bullpen has been pretty competent down the stretch. A 3.72 bullpen ERA. They even, absorbed a bullpen start a few days ago. So, yeah, not hitting what I'm seeing from the White Sox pitching staff. The offense, kind of another situation. I mean, they have put up 5 runs in 6 innings in their current game, but 1, 6, 1, 5, 3, and 6 over their last few games. They're not swinging the worst bats right now. They are still last in the majors in batting average and second to last in slugging percentage. So once again, not going to get too excited here, but I do think the White Sox are a team you have to take a little bit more seriously at this point in the season. Now, looking at the numbers for this game, unfortunately there aren't any. Looking at the trends, Detroit basically a 500 team on the road and a significant over team on the road. The White Sox 25-34 at home, 31-23-5 to the over at home. So maybe we want to look at the over in this game depending on what the numbers are. Maybe we might want to look at either side. We don't really know. This is a wait and see spot. Next on the docket, we've got the Pittsburgh Pirates headed to Milwaukee to take on the Brewers. The Pirates at 51-70 on the year, not having a great time. They just lost 14-0 in their last game, which is pretty bad at any point, but especially bad when you see Skeens go out there and get shelled. So it looks like he might have a little bit of a tough time getting past the Brewers. Now, the Pirates will hand the ball in this game to Mitch Keller. He's 5-10 this season, a 3.86 ERA. His last start was pretty solid there against the Reds. I can't help but notice that the Pirates are 5-0 over his last 5 starts. We'll see if that can continue. In terms of history against the Brewers this year, he did face them back in late May and was very good. 6 innings, 7 hits, and 1 earned run, but things are a little bit different now for Milwaukee. So we'll see what happens with Mitch Keller. Obviously, the Pirates bullpen has looked decent at some points, but on ERA now spiking up over 4, and the offense has been atrocious, 0 and 1 runs respectively over their last 2 games. So not a lot of positive stuff for me to say about Pittsburgh. The Brewers, on the other hand, just got their 11th straight win. This team is looking unstoppable right now. They're going to hand the ball to Brandon Woodruff, who's 4-0 on the year, a 2.29 ERA. His last start, 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs given up against the Mets. Both of those were solo home runs. He struck out 8 in a game we eventually see the Brewers win 3-2. The Brewers are 5-0 over his last 5 starts, and he hasn't allowed more than 2 earned runs in any of those outings. So we'll see what he can do here against the Pirates. He hasn't faced them this season, but I'm expecting Woodruff to go out there and be excellent as he's been doing here recently. The Brewers bullpen continues to show improvement here down the stretch, down to a 3.85 bullpen ERA, and the offense, guys, is on fire. 14, 7, 7, 7, 3, 5, and 7 over their last few games. This team is nuts, guys. They're 3rd in batting average, 5th in runs scored. They're all the way up to 3rd in on base percentage. This is one of the most dangerous teams in Major League Baseball right now. So looking at the numbers, I'm not shocked to see them be what they are. The Pirates are plus 158. The Brewers are minus 190. A total of 7.5 in this game. The Pirates are 17 and 39 on the road. 33, 21, and 2 to the under on the road. Milwaukee is 39 and 20 at home. 32, 26, and 1 to the under at home. I mean, I'm not going to be fading the Brewers at this point. I'll take Milwaukee for sure. Minus 190 is a bit rich, so we might end up having to play them as our lock of the day or taking them minus 1.5. But either way, I think they probably win this game and keep this winning streak rolling. In terms of the total, not a big lean there. I do worry a little bit about Keller out there on the mound. He could have a good time, but that Pirates bullpen's pretty bad. So definitely think the Brewers will come away with the win in this one. Next up, guys, we've got the Washington Nationals headed to Kansas City to take on the Royals. The Nationals have lost the first 2 games of the series pretty handily. We'll see what they can do here in Game 3, handing the ball to Jake Irvin, who's 8-7 this season, a 4.90 ERA. Obviously, this Nationals team not headed anywhere important this season, and Jake Irvin, I don't know, I guess he's had 1 decent start over his last 4, but it's been a bit of a rough way to go. Maybe going up against the Royals can make him feel a little bit better. He hasn't faced them yet this year, though, so we'll see what that eventually looks like. The Washington bullpen has been terrible, worst bullpen in the majors by a pretty significant margin at this point, so not expecting good stuff from them. And the offense, I mean, 5, 4, 8, 4, and 0 over their last few games isn't even that bad for a team that's currently 20th in the majors in runs scored and 23rd in slugging percentage. So we'll see what they do here in Kansas City. Now, the Royals at 60 and 60 on the year, gotta find a way to go on a long winning streak. They're handing the ball in this game to Seth Lugo. He's 8-6 on the season, a 3.46 ERA. His last start, though, did not look very good against the Twins. 4 innings, 9 hits, 7 earned runs, allowed to give up a couple home runs in that game, and the Royals eventually lose that one 9-4. He just flat out has to be better if this team is going to end up making any sort of push towards the postseason. He doesn't have any history against the Nationals this year. I don't think that should worry us too much. I'm just a little bit worried about how he's been throwing the ball lately. Now, the Royals bullpen, whenever they're called upon, should be fine. 3.77 bullpen ERA isn't necessarily elite, but it certainly doesn't fall into the terrible category, and the offense actually hitting the ball pretty well. 8, 7, 3, 2, 4, and 7 over their last few games is definitely hot hitting for a team that's 28th in the majors in runs scored, 24th in batting average, but 17th in batting average. So we'll see what happens. Looking at this game's numbers, the Nationals are plus 150, the Royals are minus 185. We got a total of 9 out there. Washington is 25 and 34 on the road, 29, 26, and 4 to the over on the road. The Royals are a 500 team at home, 34, 21, and 1 to the under at home. This is a tough spot. I'm going to lean just a little bit towards the Royals here, thinking that maybe Lugo will have a bounce back, but even if I'm leaning just slightly towards the Royals, do I really want to take them at minus 185? I am not too interested in that. Maybe you can talk me into under 9 in this game, or even taking the Nationals at plus 1.5 perhaps, but this game is a big stay away spot for me. Hey guys, hopping here with a quick shout out to the sponsor of today and every day's video, and that is StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence plays from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily MLB, UFC, and NFL preseason picks, with NFL regular season and college football coming up before you know it. And there's actually already some premium NFL Week 1 picks posted over there in the premium section. Now, Major League Baseball has been our most profitable sport the last several years in a row, and there's been a lot of profit to be had so far in the 2025 season. At StumpTheSpread.com, you'll be able to see exclusive free picks that are only posted there, our free to use bet size calculator, which I think some of you should definitely utilize to make sure you're not busting your bankroll here if you have a losing day or two. Also, you can find exclusive free picks over there, guys. You should definitely get over there and check that out. Also, that's where you'll find our free email newsletter. You definitely got to get signed up for that. It's absolutely free. All you need is your name and your email address to set up a free account. You'll be getting one email straight to your inbox every single day, or maybe your spam folder, so check in there. But it'll have at least one, oftentimes two free picks, information on niche sports betting like golf, NASCAR, all kinds of good stuff like that. And WNBA picks are often included in there, and parlays are often in those emails as well. So definitely check that out. But most importantly, over there at stumpthespread.com, check out our premium content. We've got a monster capper over there that covers MLB every single day. We've got an expert over there covering NFL as well. Tons and tons of great information coming out every single day. Now, on the 11th, he went undefeated 3-0 there on MLB. Today, it's looking a little bit tougher to find wins. Now, he did cash the Guardians as a 1-unit play, and the biggest play of the day was the Royals as a 2-unit play. Both of those cashed. The Phillies didn't come through. The Orioles didn't come through. They got shut out 1-0. That was a tough look. And the Giants and the under there in the Padres Giants game are still live. So we'll see how those work out. Still could be a nice winning day for the premium members. We'll just have to wait and see on those. But definitely check out those premium picks. Some very, very good value to have in there. Also, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing from us here every single day, consider signing up for a YouTube channel membership by clicking the little join button right below the video. YouTube channel members are eligible for our members only giveaways. We'll be giving away a Stump the Spread hoodie to one random channel member here every single week. Our next giveaway is going to be the 18th. So we'll be giving away another Stump the Spread hoodie here on the 18th. Doing a giveaway every single week. Love getting that merch out to you guys for absolutely no cost to you. So definitely consider signing up for a channel membership, and you get your name on the screen and you get early access to the videos if you're a YouTube channel member. So definitely worth checking that out. But guys, we're going to go right ahead and dive back in. We've got a ton more games to cover here. And next up, we're going to be looking at the Colorado Rockies headed to St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. The Rockies and the Cardinals are just about to finish up. I mean, we're in the top of the 9th inning right now with Colorado up 3-0 and 1 out. So the Rockies in a position to potentially get a rare for them win. They're going to hand the ball in game 3 of this series to Austin Gomber. He's 0-6 on the year, a 6.52 ERA. His last start, 6 innings, 5 hits, 6 earned runs allowed, and a 6-1 loss there against Arizona. He also faced St. Louis back on July 21st and got absolutely obliterated. Gave up 11 hits and 5 runs over 5 2/3 innings. In a game, we saw the Rockies lose 6-2. So we'll see if he can turn things around in this one, but obviously not somebody who's had a very good season, and neither has the Rockies bullpen. One of the worst bullpens in the majors. A 5.50 bullpen ERA is pretty insane, guys. That's real bad. Now the offense coming up with 3 runs in their current game, not a bad look, but recently the offense has been just atrocious. I mean, 3, 2, 6, 5, 1, 1, 4, 1, and 5 over their last few games. They're last in the majors in on-base percentage. They are 24th in batting average and 29th out of 30 teams in runs scored this year. So not a lot of good news there if you're a Rockies fan. Now, they're going to go up against the Cardinals, who are 61-59 on the season. They have to be getting these wins, especially against bad teams, if they want a chance at postseason play. They're going to hand the ball here to McGreevy, who is 4-2 on the year, a 4.40 ERA. His last start, 6 innings, 6 hits, no runs allowed, and a 5-0 win there against the Cubs. Very, very good stuff there. He has had some ups and downs here recently. He did face the Rockies back on July 21st. 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 of which was earned in a 6-2 win. So definitely expecting McGreevy to go out there and be very good in this matchup. The Cardinals' bullpen's actually been excellent this year. A 3.60 bullpen ERA is very, very admirable after what we saw from the bullpen early in the season. They really had to build up to that, and they've gotten much, much better out there in the pen. The offense, I mean, they're not killing it down the stretch, I'll be honest. I mean, 0 runs in their current game, 3, 3, 1, 5, and 5 over their last few. Not hitting the cover off the ball. This team was great in the early goings at the plate, but down the stretch, they faded a bit. They're 22nd in slugging percentage and 15th in runs scored. So looking at the numbers for this game, guys, we see the Cardinals come into this one minus 210. The Rockies are plus 175. We've got a total of 9 out there. The Rockies are 14-45 on the road. That's an MLB worst road mark. 34, 24, and 1 to the under on the road. The Cardinals are 34-25 at home, 30, 25, and 4 to the over at home. I think this is a pretty good spot to back the Cardinals. Now, minus 210 is not an amazing price, so we might have to look at taking them at minus 1.5. The Cardinals not really a team I trust enough to make my lock of the day, but if the Rockies are coming off a win here, it definitely could be a spot where we end up putting the Cardinals in there as our lock of the day. Next up, guys, we got the Arizona Diamondbacks headed to Texas to take on the Rangers. Now, the Rangers and Diamondbacks are playing right now with things all tied up at 2 apiece in the bottom of the 8th inning. So a nail-biter out there in Texas. The Diamondbacks here in Game 3 of this series will hand the ball to Zach Gallen, who's 9-12 this year, a 5.31 ERA. His last start, though, he was very good. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run allowed there in a 6-1 win against the Rockies. We'll see if he can keep that up against a real baseball team here. He obviously has not had the best season overall, but hasn't faced the Rangers. So we'll see how that start goes, but not expecting miracles from this guy on a nightly basis seems like the way to go. Also, that Arizona bullpen, a 4.84 bullpen ERA might be slightly improving, but this is still a pretty terrible bullpen unit. Obviously, the offense, after being gutted there at the trade deadline, is still putting up reasonable numbers. I know only 2 in their current game, but 6, 13, 6, 6, 2, 5, 6, and 6 over their last few games is not horrible, especially considering the players that this team has lost. So we'll see what they can come up with here on the road against the Rangers, who are 61-59 on the season. They're going to hand the ball in this one to Merrill Kelly, who'll be going up against his old team. He's 9-7 this year, a 3.38 ERA in his 2 starts here for the Rangers. Has not been the smoothest sailing. I guess he got off to a decent start there against the Mariners, 5-2 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, but then against the Phillies, he got knocked around pretty aggressively in a game we saw the Rangers eventually lose 9-1. So we'll see what he can do here against his old team. We'll see. I'm expecting him to be at least okay, especially against this iteration of his old team. The bullpen for the Rangers has been fantastic all year long. That's never been a concern for them. The problem is their lack of offense on a nightly basis. Only 2 runs in their current game. They're 24th in the majors in runs scored, 26th in batting average, batting .233 as a team. Like, this is just not a squad you can really trust too much up there at the plate. So looking at the numbers, guys, the Diamondbacks are plus 120. The Rangers are minus 145. A total of 8 in this game. Arizona's 27-31 on the road, 27-27-4 to the over-under on the road. The Rangers are 36-24 at home, and an MLB best 39-20-1 to the under at home. Despite that, guys, I'm not too interested in under 8. That seems like a very small number. I'm much more willing to lean towards the Rangers here and see a Merrill Kelly bounce back and Zach Gallen be bad. So we'll keep an eye on this one. It has some potential. Cruising along here, guys, we're looking at the San Diego Padres headed to San Francisco to take on the Giants. The Padres and Giants are very early in their game right now with San Diego up 3-1, so we'll see how that one finishes up. But the Padres have been playing great, really putting the pressure here on the Dodgers. Like 1 or 2 games have separated these two teams for quite some time. The Padres will hand the ball in this game to Nick Pivetta, who's 11-4 on the season, a 2.94 ERA. His last start, he got knocked around by the Red Sox. 6 innings, 5 hits, 5 earned runs allowed. Also walked 3 in that outing, something that's pretty rare for him. So I think we'll see him right the ship here a little bit, especially going up against an offensively challenged team like the Giants. Although, I say all that, the last time he faced the Giants, he got shelled back in early June. So we'll see what he looks like. I would expect Pivetta to be better than that, but, having negative history against a team can be a bit rough. The Padres bullpen's been the best bullpen in the majors here down the stretch. A 3.02 bullpen ERA is the absolute top of the mountaintop there for the entire MLB. In terms of their offense, it's looked a little bit better down the stretch. Still not what I would term as a dominant offense. I mean, they're 23rd in runs scored and 25th in slugging percentage. So still work to do, but they are hitting the ball a little bit better. Now, the Giants come into this game in desperate need of every single win they can get. I mean, they just lost 2 out of 3 against the Nationals before starting this series with a loss. We'll see. They're going to hand the ball in this one to Kai-Wei Tang. He comes into this game a 5.40 ERA. He's made 1 start, 1 bullpen appearance, and the long bullpen appearance he made there against the Nationals was excellent. 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs allowed. Not shocked at all to see them get him back out on the mound as a starter in this game. I'm expecting him to go out there and be significantly improved. We'll see if he can shut down the Padres, but if they do have to yank him out of this game, at least the Giants' bullpen has been almost as good as the Padres this year. Very, very good stuff from both these teams' bullpens. Now, the offense for the Giants has been a huge struggle. 1-0-2, 5-4-8 over their last few games. Over the course of the year, they're 24th in the majors in runs scored. They are 27th in batting average and 28th in slugging percentage. Bottom of the barrel kind of stuff. So looking at the numbers for this game, the Padres are minus 158. The Giants are plus 134. We've got a total of 8 out there. The Padres are 28-32 on the road, 33-25-2 to the under on the road. The Giants 29-28 at home, 34-21-2 to the under at home. Despite the total being a pretty low number of 8, I wouldn't hate going with the under here. I doubt these two offensively challenged teams are going to go nuts. In terms of a side, it's a little bit rough to figure out. The odds makers do like the Padres a good amount, but I'm only just slightly towards the Giants at plus 134. I know Pavetta's been good this year, but bad history against the Giants kind of makes me lean the opposite way. But really, guys, not a game where I'm showing tons of value or have a ton of interest. Next on the docket, we got the Philadelphia Phillies headed to Cincinnati to take on the Reds. Slam that thumbs up button, guys, if you enjoyed cashing the under there with us on the Phillies-Reds game yesterday. The Phillies here in Game 3 of this series are going to hand the ball to Christopher Sanchez. He's 11-3 this season, a 2.36 ERA. Bro has been pretty dominant out there. Had an 8-inning start against the Tigers where he shut them out over 8 innings, then followed that up with 6 innings, 6 hits, and 1 earned run there at the Rangers in a 9-1 win. So yeah, not a lot of negatives to report right here for Christopher Sanchez. I'm expecting him to go out there and be very, very good. He hasn't faced the Reds yet this year, but I don't think that's a huge concern in this spot. Now, the bullpen for the Phillies is always a big concern. They've looked better down the stretch, though. Got to give them credit where credit is due. Down to a 4.22 bullpen ERA and just starting to look like a more maybe not lethal, but more respectable unit out there overall. The offense for the Phillies, 1, 4, 4, 3, 9, and 1 over their last few games is not amazing. Schwarber obviously putting up great numbers, up to 42 home runs, but this team is 9th in the majors in runs scored and 6th in on-base percentage, but pretty just inconsistent. You don't know what you're going to get from them on a night-to-night basis. So we'll see what they do here on the road in Cincinnati, taking on a Reds team that's 63-58 on the year and really trying to make a playoff push, which is impressive here. They're going to hand the ball to Hunter Green, who's 4-3 this season, a 2.72 ERA. Yeah, he, we'll see. He's coming back from the injured list for this start here on Wednesday. His last time on the mound was back on June 3rd, and he was pretty good out there, honestly, against a very good Brewers team. And I'm expecting him to bounce back a little bit here, coming off the injury list. It could be a little bit rough, don't get me wrong. He hasn't pitched in that many games this season, so the arm should be live. The question at hand is, how is everything going to, how's the groin going to hold up, basically? So we'll see how that goes. The Reds bullpen has been looking decent once again, a 3.99 bullpen ERA, so maybe that's going to be fine here. On the offense, 6 runs in their last game is nice. 6, 1, 14, 2, 2, and 0 over their last few. Paints a picture of a pretty decent offense that's also pretty inconsistent. 11th in runs scored, 16th in batting average, 21st in slugging percentage. So looking at the numbers for this game, guys, the Phillies are -140, the Reds are +118, a total of 8.5 in this game. The Phillies are 31-28 on the road, 35-21-3 to the under on the road. The Reds are 33-25 at home, 35-18-5 to the under at home. I think we're probably just going to run it back on the under here. I think under 8.5 is excellent value in this game with these two guys on the mound. Now, I do worry a little bit about Hunter Green, but not a lot, just a little bit. I think he's going to be fine out there. I worry a little bit about the Reds bullpen, that's for sure, but I do think the under is very, very live in this game. In terms of a side, I'm definitely interested in backing the Phillies overall at -140, just a little bit, but the under looks like a pretty good play. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Seattle Mariners headed to Baltimore to take on the Orioles. The Mariners got the 1-0 shutout there at Baltimore last night. Very, very dominant stuff from the pitching staff. That was their 8th straight win. They're only a half game back of Houston, and I guess they're going to be tied once Houston loses this game where they're down 12-0 against Boston. So things looking very good for the Mariners, who will hand the ball in this one to Logan Gilbert. He's 3-4 on the year, a 3.35 ERA, and he continues to get better and better as the season goes on. His last time out, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run given up there against the White Sox, and what was eventually a 4-3 win there for the Mariners. So very, very good stuff there. We'll see what he can do here against Baltimore. Not a team he's faced this year. So I'm expecting Logan Gilbert to go out there and be pretty good. Obviously, the Mariners bullpen's been excellent all year long. That's not a concern. The lineup, the offense in general, I don't know how stoked we should get about that. They're coming off a 1-run game in a 1-0 win. Cool. 1, 6, 7, 3, 4, and 8 over their last few is not terrible. This team is drastically improved from last season of play, that's for sure. Cal Raleigh up to 45 home runs. This dude, as someone who was a catcher back in Little League, it is dope to see a catcher going nuts out there. So, yeah, 19th in batting average, but 10th in runs scored. Maybe the Mariners can keep this train going. Now, they're going to go up against the Orioles here, who come into this game, guys, 53-66 on the year. They've lost 3 in a row and 6 out of their last 8. They'll hand the ball in this game to Trevor Rogers, though. He's 5-2 this season, a 1.44 ERA. His last start, 6 innings, 8 hits, but only 1 run allowed there in a 5-1 win against the Phillies. He did have to pitch his way out of some trouble, but my God, did he look good out there. The Orioles, a terrible team, are 3-2 over his last 5 starts, and he's really just been lights out. We'll see what he can do here against the Mariners. Obviously not the scariest, but also not the least scary offensive team. He hasn't faced them yet this year. The Orioles bullpen is a concern. A 4.74 bullpen ERA is bottom 6 in the majors. We are worried about that. We're also worried about their lack of offense. 0, 2, 3, 3, 5, and 0 over their last several games. They're 18th in the majors in runs scored and 22nd in the batting average, but they're swinging the bats much worse than that. So looking at the numbers for this game, guys, the Mariners are -140. The Orioles are plus 118. We've got a total of 8.5 for this one. The Mariners are 29-28 on the road, 32-24-1 to the over on the road. Baltimore's 28-29 at home, 30-25-2 to the over at home. Couple plays definitely jump out to me in this one. I like the no-run first inning here. Seems very, very reasonable with these two guys on the mound. I also like under 8.5 a lot. I know both teams showing trends towards the over here. I don't care. I think we'll see offense be at very much a premium in this game. In terms of a side, I'll lean just slightly towards the Orioles at plus 118 at home here to bounce back a little bit, but I think those underplays are much, much better. Next up, we've got the Miami Marlins headed to Cleveland to take on the Guardians. The Marlins hitting a bit of a rough patch here, guys. They've lost, 4 straight and 5 of their last 6. They're going to hand the ball in this one to Eury Perez, who's 4-3 on the year, a 3.25 ERA, but he's coming off one of his worst starts of the season. Really struggled there in Atlanta, giving up 5 earned runs in 5 1/3 innings. So we'll see if he's got a bounce back in him here going up against the Guardians, a team that he hasn't faced this season. So we'll see what this young 22-year-old can do. He's got electric stuff. Definitely got to give him credit for that. Now, the bullpen for the Marlins has not looked very good down the stretch, back up to a 4.18 bullpen ERA, and the offense 3-1, 6, 1, 5, 6, and 6 over their last few games. I mean, not terrible. They're 18th in the majors in runs scored and 10th in batting average, but this isn't exactly a dominant offensive unit, guys. You don't get too shocked when you see them go out there and have a bad day. So we'll see what they do here against the Guardians, who have won, what is it up to now, 6 out of their last 7. They'll hand the ball in this one to Gavin Williams. He's 7-4 on the year, a 3.17 ERA. His last start, 8 2/3 innings, 1 hit allowed, and it was a solo home run. He walked 4 and struck out 6. Not getting that no-hitter there had to sting a little bit. Now we have to worry quite a bit about arm fatigue coming off pitching 8 2/3 innings. That can be a bit brutal. So we'll see what he looks like here against the Marlins. Obviously, the Guardians need another good start from him if they're going to make a late season push here. Has he faced the Marlins? Has he not faced the Marlins? No, he hasn't faced Miami yet this year. So we'll see what Gavin Williams looks like out there. Obviously, the Cleveland bullpen's been very reasonable. Top 6 in the majors right now, a 3.47 bullpen ERA. The offense for Cleveland, I mean, they've been finding a way. 4-4, 3-9, 4-3 over their last few games. This is not an offensive juggernaut, though. 26th in the majors in runs scored and 29th in batting average has kind of been where they've been all year long. So we'll see what they can do in this one. Looking at the numbers, the Marlins are plus 105. The Guardians are minus 125, a total of 7.5 in this game. The Marlins are 29-30 on the road, 29-28-2 to the over on the road. Cleveland's 29-27 at home, 28-27-1 to the over at home. I'm going to lean towards the Marlins here at plus 105. I kind of project a bounce back here for Eury Perez. I also think Gavin Williams, coming off of that very extended outing, could be a little bit in trouble here. So will this hold up for the entire game? Will the Marlins end up coming with the win? Maybe. I think they've got a very, very good chance. And at plus 105, I like them a good amount. Rolling along here, guys, we've got the Minnesota Twins headed to New York to take on the Yankees. The Twins, fresh off a 9-1 loss in Game 2 of this series, still looking for their first game in this series, will hand the ball to Joe Ryan. He's 11-5 this year, a 2.79 ERA. His last couple starts, he's gotten right back after it, looking very, very good out there. A good start against Cleveland, and an excellent start there against the Royals in a 9-4 win. So we'll see what he can do here against the Yankees. Surely he's faced the Yankees this year. Is he not? No, he hasn't faced the Yankees this season. So we'll see how that goes. I'm expecting Joe Ryan to go out there and be good. I'm expecting the Twins bullpen to go out there and be terrible, because that's what they've been doing basically all year, or at least the last, 60 plus games. The offense, not having a good time in this series, guys. 1 and 2 runs respectively over the first 2 games, and prior to that, weren't swinging the hottest bats either. So we'll see what a team that's 22nd in the majors in runs scored and 21st in batting average can do. Buxton hitting a home run in his return from the IL definitely has to feel good. We'll see if that can help get them over the top here against the Yankees, who come into this game 64-56 on the year, 6 games back in the AL East. They'll hand the ball in this game to Cam Schlittler. He's 1-2 this year, a 4.38 ERA. His last couple starts, he's had to pitch out of some trouble, but he's looked pretty good. 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. Unfortunately for the Yankees, both of those outings were in losses. So we'll see how things go here against the Twins. Obviously not a team he's faced this season, but this young guy's shown some pretty good stuff. The Yankees bullpen, on the other hand, has been a huge problem down the stretch. A 4.24 bullpen ERA, a drastic departure from what we saw from this team in the bullpen early in the season. The offense, 9, 6, 1, 5, 3, and 3 over their last few. Seems like things are coming back alive. We'll see if they can keep coming alive here against a very solid starter there in Joe Ryan. The Yankees are second in the majors in runs scored and first in slugging percentage, so lots of reason to like them at the plate. Now, looking at the numbers for this game, the Twins are plus 115, the Yankees are minus 125, a total of 8.5 in this game. Minnesota's 24-36 on the road, 32, 25, and 3 to the under on the road. The Yankees are 35 and 24 at home, 32, 25, and 2 to the under at home. Given these trends, I guess you could look at the under, but I don't love it. Much better than that, I think I'll be leaning towards the Twins at plus 115. I think Schlittler might have a little bit of a hard time, and I think Joe Ryan can go out there and have a very good start against an offense that's, while it's heating up, I don't know if it's really that scary. So definitely give me the Twins here at plus 115 as a small lean. Next up, guys, we've got the Chicago Cubs headed to Toronto to take on the Blue Jays. The Cubs took the loss there, the 5-1 loss there yesterday, so slam that thumbs up button if you enjoyed cashing the Blue Jays with us. Chicago's 67 and 51 on the year, not looking so hot out there in the NL Central, 7.5 games back, but they're in very good wildcard position, obviously. They'll hand the ball in this game to Cade Horton. He's 6-3 on the year, a 3.18 ERA. This young 23-year-old's coming off a couple great starts, and he hasn't given up an earned run over his last 4 outings. Keeping that roll going against Toronto could be a bit of a tough task, but you have to absolutely love the way he's been throwing the ball here recently. So that's all great news for the Cubs. Obviously, their bullpen has been reasonable over the course of the year. Definitely had some flirtations with being an elite bullpen. I don't know if that's the case anymore, but definitely a serviceable bullpen. And the offense, while it's been a bit cold recently, 1, 2, 9, 0, and 6 over their last few games, they've shown they can be a good offense over the course of the season, with their 3rd in runs scored, 6th in batting average, and 4th in slugging percentage. So we'll see what they can do here in Toronto. The Blue Jays at 70 and 50 on the year have a 5-game lead there in the AL East. They'll hand the ball in this game to Kevin Gausman, who's 8-8 on the year, a 3.85 ERA. His last start, a huge bounce back after being shelled by the Royals. He dominated the Colorado Rockies. Now, it's the Rockies, so let's not freak out too much, but that was very, very good stuff. I don't believe, no, he has not faced the Cubs this year, so we'll see what that looks like, but I think Gausman can go out there and be decent. Can he be elite? We'll see what he can do against a team like the Cubs. Now, the Toronto bullpen, kind of a similar situation to the Cubs. They've looked elite at different points this year, but maybe not elite overall. Currently a 4.04 bullpen ERA. The offense doing what it does, guys. 5-5, 1-1, 20, 10, and 15 over their last few games. They're 7th in the majors in runs scored, 1st in batting average, 1st in on-base percentage, and 7th in slugging percentage. Doesn't get a whole lot scarier than that Blue Jays offense. So looking at the numbers here, guys, the Cubs are plus 110. The Blue Jays are minus 130. Total of 8.5 in this game. The Cubs are 31 and 28 on the road. 30, 25, and 4 to the under on the road. Toronto's 38, 19 at home. That's an MLB best home mark. 34, 21, and 2 to the over at home. That's also an MLB best. In terms of the total here, I'm definitely not siding with the over. I would lean more towards the under, if anything, despite these trends. In terms of the side, it's hard to fade Cade Horton here. Obviously, the Cubs feel like they might be due for a win, so I'm going to lean just slightly towards the Cubs on the road. Maybe Gausman has a bad start, but guys, this is going to be a very close, very good game to watch. Probably not one I'm going to get super involved in. Next on the docket, we've got the Atlanta Braves headed to New York to take on the Mets. Now, the Braves really let us down there yesterday, getting shelled 13-5. They're going to hand the ball in this one to Carlos Carrasco, hoping he can get them back on track. He's 2-2 this season, a 6.18 ERA. Since coming over there from the Yankees, one decent start there against the Reds and a terrible start against the Marlins. We'll see what he looks like here against the Mets. I'm not really expecting miracles from this guy. I'll be honest. He's 38 years old. Not expecting miracles from Carrasco. The Braves bullpen in general has been terrible this year and terrible there yesterday, so that's not good. And the offense, not terrible down the stretch. 5, 7, 8, 7, 1, and 8 over their last few games is very good for a team that's only 21st in runs scored this season and 20th in batting average. So we'll see what they do here in New York, taking on the Mets, who are currently 64 and 55 on the year. They need these wins, guys. They're 5 games back of the Phillies there in the NL East. They'll hand the ball to David Peterson, who's 7-5 this year, a 2.98 ERA. His last start, 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs against Cleveland, and a loss. Start for that, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and a loss against the Giants. He's been throwing the ball relatively well, and going up against the Braves here probably shouldn't feel too scary. He faced Atlanta back in mid-June and was good. 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs isn't exactly dominant, though. So we'll see what he looks like this time around. The bullpen for the Mets has been elite at different points, a 3.76 bullpen ERA. Certainly still leaves some room for improvement. The offense coming off a 13-run day is an aberration for a team that's really struggled at the plate just in general. They're 17th in runs scored, 23rd in batting average. They are 15th in on-base percentage. This team is not nearly as scary at the plate as you would think if you saw the names on their batting order. So we'll see what they do in this one, guys. The odds makers love the Mets. The Braves are plus 162. The Mets are minus 190. Totals out there of 9 or 8.5. Atlanta's 20 and 37 on the road, 28, 25, and 4 to the over on the road. The Mets are 38 and 21 at home, 29, 27, and 3 to the under at home. I mean, I'm not going to be backing Carlos Carrasco in this spot or the Atlanta Braves right now, so give me the Mets at minus 190. The price tag feels a bit expensive. You could maybe take the minus 1.5 if you wanted. I mean, the Mets are a great home team, so there's that. Atlanta's 20-37 on the road. Like, that's pretty terrible. With mixed trends towards the total here, not a big lean on the total for me in this spot. Next up, guys, we got the Boston Red Sox headed to Houston to take on the Astros. Now, the Red Sox look like they're probably going to get the win here. They are up 14-0 with one out in the bottom of the ninth. So, looks like they're going to get the win in Game 2 after losing in Game 1. They're going to hand the ball in Game 3 to Walker Buehler. He's 7-6 this season, a 5.40 ERA. His last start, 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs allowed there at the Padres, and he's looked much better down the stretch. I'm not going to say he was dominant. I mean, 4 1/3 innings, 9 hits, and 3 earned runs against Houston the last time he faced them back on the 2nd. Doesn't exactly fill me with optimism for this start. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, the Boston bullpen's been good this year. A 3.37 bullpen ERA. They've been right there around the top 5 in the majors most of the year. The offense, I mean, 14 runs is pretty nice. You do expect a bit of a drop-off after that. Over the course of this season, they're 3rd in runs scored, 7th in batting average, 6th in slugging percentage. One of the more dangerous offenses out there. So we'll see what they do on the road against these Astros, who are going to have a couple-game winning streak there snapped. They will hand the ball in this game to Hunter Brown. Hunter Brown's 9-5 this year, a 2.51 ERA. His last start, 5 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs against the Yankees. He's given up 2, 1, 1, and 3 earned runs over his last 4 starts. The last time he faced Boston, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run allowed. That's pretty dominant stuff, guys. I'm expecting very, very good stuff here from Hunter Brown. The Astros bullpen's been excellent this year. Maybe not so much yesterday, but very, very good in general. And the offense had been hitting the ball really, really well. They did come up with a run here, so it's at 14-1, but yeah, a pretty bad day. I do expect them to bounce back here somewhat. So looking at the numbers, guys, the Red Sox are plus 140. The Astros are minus 165. A total of 8 in this game. Boston's 26-32 on the road, 32-25-1 to the over on the road. Houston's 35-24 at home, 32-25-2 to the under at home. I don't know if it's a good enough price to go in the pin comments. We'll be keeping an eye on this one, but I definitely like Hunter Brown and the Astros at minus 165. Well, I like him to win. 165 is a little bit expensive, but Hunter Brown on the mound against the team he's dominated. Walker Buehler on the mound against the team he struggled against. I definitely think the Astros could come up with a win at home in this one. Rounding into the home stretch here, guys, we're looking at the LA Dodgers going on the road to take on the Los Angeles Angels. Now, the Dodgers and Angels are playing right now with the Dodgers down 5-4, but it's the top of the 5th inning, and the Dodgers have the bases loaded, so we'll see if they can make a bit of a comeback here against the Angels. Now, the Dodgers are going to be putting Ohtani on the mound in this one, and it's going to be very exciting to see what he can do here down the stretch. The last time he was on the mound, 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run there against the Cardinals. Now, the Dodgers eventually lost that game 5-3. Also, Ohtani struck out 8 and walked 0 in that game. Like, he's clearly getting into shape here. I'm expecting them to let him go 4-ish innings in this game as well, so we'll see what happens there. But I worry a little bit because when Ohtani starts, that means there's going to be a lot of pressure on the Dodgers bullpen, and that's not somewhere they excel. A 4.23 bullpen ERA, not what you're hoping to see as a Dodgers fan. Now, the offense, I mean, coming up with some runs in their current game feels nice. They haven't been hitting the ball incredibly well. Now, Ohtani has obviously done some great stuff. I mean, he's hit 42 home runs this year and is a big part of the reason this is the highest scoring team in the majors. But I do, worry a little bit about them at the plate. I know that could feel like nonsense as one of the most dangerous offenses in the majors, but I do think they're going to be just fine on the road here against the Angels, who come into this game 57-62 on the year, running out of things to play for probably. I mean, they'll hand the ball here to Kyle Hendricks. He's 6-8 on the year, a 4.63 ERA. His last start, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs allowed there at Detroit. We'll see what he can do here against the Dodgers. He has surely faced them this. No, he hasn't faced them this year. He has not faced the Dodgers this season. So we'll see how that looks. But Kyle Hendricks can be a bit sketchy. If that dude's back is out a little bit, he's going to be all out of whack. The Angels' bullpen's one of the worst 4 bullpens in the majors. That's not helpful. And the offense, nothing special either. I mean, they've come up with 5 runs in their current game, which is kind of a big night for them. Although I maybe am a little bit too hard on them at the plate. They are 14th in runs scored despite being 23rd in on-base percentage. They're also 12th in slugging percentage, but only batting .233 as a team. So we'll see what happens. Maybe they can come with some runs off the Dodgers bullpen, if not off of Ohtani. So looking at the numbers for this game, guys, the Dodgers are minus 205. The Angels are plus 170. We've got a total of 9 in this game. The Dodgers are 28-26 on the road, 32-21-1 to the under on the road. The Angels are a 500 home team. They are 32-24-4 to the over at home. I mean, I'm not going to take over 9. in this spot. I do think it's a spot where a lot of public money is likely to be on the Dodgers there with Ohtani on the mound, so maybe you would want to fade that. In general in this game, guys, I do like the Dodgers more than I like the Angels. I'm just not a big Kyle Hendricks fan, but this is not a game that's going anywhere near the pinned comment. Also, the Dodgers just tied things up, so that's great news for us. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the Tampa Bay Rays headed to Sacramento to take on the Athletics. The Rays 58-62 on the season. They're currently losing 3-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning in their current game. Now, they'll hand the ball in this game to Drew Rasmussen. He's been very good this year. 9-5 on the season, a 2.66 ERA. Always nice to see a red-bearded brother making good there in the big leagues. Now, his last 2 starts, he has not given up an earned run, shutting out Seattle and shutting out the Dodgers. Now, the Rays managed to go only 1-1 in those games, so we'll see what he does here against the Athletics. I'm expecting pretty good stuff in general, but the last time he faced them, he was terrible there at the end of June. So we'll see what happens with Rasmussen in this specific matchup. The Rays bullpen has not been terrible down the stretch. It's been okay, maybe not elite. The offense, though, I mean, they came with 7 runs in game 1 of this series, but the offense is really what has let this team down the stretch this year. They're all the way down to 12th in runs scored, 15th in slugging percentage, and 19th in on-base percentage after looking like potentially a top 5 offense there for quite a while when they were in contention there in the AL East. So looking at the numbers, or looking at the Athletics in this game, guys, they're 53-68 on the year. They obviously don't have a ton left to play for, but they're still trying on a nightly basis, it feels like. They'll hand the ball to JT Ginn, who's 2-4 this season, a 4.39 ERA. His last start, 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs against Baltimore. The A's are 1-4 over his last 5 starts, so not great there, but he has thrown the ball well at times. We'll see what he can do here against the Tampa Bay Rays. He faced them back at the end of June and was very good, but only over 3 2/3 innings. So obviously they'll be hoping he can go deeper into this game. The Athletics bullpen, pretty bad. A 5.13 bullpen ERA is 3rd worst in the majors. And the offense, you can't really count on them on a night-to-night basis, although their season-long numbers are very reasonable. 13th in runs scored, 8th in batting average. So we'll see the income here against Rasmussen. Looking at the numbers for this game, the Rays are -120. The Athletics are +105, a total of 9.5. Tampa Bay is 25-32 on the road, 31-24-2 to the under on the road. The Athletics are 23-34 at home, 27-26-4 to the over at home. I don't have a huge lean on this game, to be completely honest. I do think the Rays are starting to maybe not crash out, but struggle a little bit down the stretch. So yeah, I'll take the Athletics as a tiny lean at +105 and maybe a small look at the under, but not a ton I love from this game. Guys, that's all the games we have here today. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. I'm more than happy to get back to you. I answer as many comments as I possibly can every single day. I appreciate all of you watching. Make sure you're clicking the link in the description. Check out stumpthespread.com. Check out those red hot premium picks. Check out everything we offer over there, guys. Free picks every single day posted over there in the free picks section. And maybe check out that, bet size calculator. A few of you seem like you could probably use that. But I appreciate everyone watching, guys. We'll see you right back here, same time, same place tomorrow for more sports betting action.